Hey, what's up everybody? Pen here, and this is going to be more of a general overview of the Hisense U8g, and this is the 65-inch model. So, the only apps that I have installed still are the Google Play Store, of course, and YouTube. Now, the camera may shake quite a few times because I'm recording this on my cell phone, so please bear with me. I'm going to go all the way over to the right until I see settings, right? Now, what I like about here is that it's very simplified and it's that Android tvOS feel. I want to go all the way down until device preferences. And you see here, I'm going to go to storage. So the internal shared storage, and I'm going to zoom in here, that is 8.3 gigs of total space. Because someone asked about the space on the TV itself, I have 1.3 gigs installed. Now, what I have left is 6.9 gigs. Okay? And that's just with YouTube installed. So, here's what I recommend. Most people that are planning on buying this TV and using the apps directly on the TV, that's cool. But the best possible experience you can do with this TV is to plug up a external device. Now, my device of choice is the Nvidia Shield Pro 2019 model. Yours might be completely different. So I'm not going to be doing these videos solely based off of the apps that you can put on the TV itself through the operating system, because I already have a dedicated device for that. So I just want to make it aware that the only reason why the YouTube app is installed is because I'm going to go through my HDR settings and I'm going to use YouTube for an example for that, because they have some free demos that's on there and generally copyright free. Okay, so that's the thing with the storage. So keep that in mind. Like I said, you have to do your own research as far as what streaming device that you want on there. Do you want it on there? What are you going to be watching? Can you save some more money by just using a TV? Yeah, you can. But to me, if you want the best possible experience, you're going to have to plug up, an external device to it. That's just my opinion. What else I want to go down to? So I want to go to about, and if you're not a developer, hit the build on this 7 to 8 times and you're going to be a developer. So you just press it like that. And I get this message, I'm already a developer. All right, so in my developer options, and all I do here is just go down until I see Windows animation scale, transition, and animator. By default, these are set at 1. Set these to .5x. It's going to be smoother. You'll have better transitions, quicker, and it's very responsive that way. Okay. And a lot of these settings are very familiar in my previous videos because I've dealt with devices that have Android tvOS as well. So a lot of this is going to be personal preference. One thing you can do if you're not using the TV primarily like me as far as applications, and you just want to have the processor be freed up as much as you can, go to home screen and where it says customize channels, and these are settings that are optimal so that it's not using your TV and having these processes just be there. It's just freeing up things, freeing up the RAM, all that extra stuff, so that you're not going to be using this because you're going to be having an additional device. Play next, I have that off like that. Home screen, live TV off, YouTube off, promotional channels off. So the idea here is that the more applications that you install on this TV, the more you're going to have in your customized channels. I turn all that stuff off because, like I said, I'm not using Android tvOS on the TV itself for my primary viewing. I'm using my Nvidia Shield. And even on the Shield, I have most of this stuff off as well, because it doesn't do anything for me. So I just turn it off. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm not using it. Enable video previews, off. Enable audio previews, off. And it gets into all these other options. I don't bother these, okay? So that's generally it. Of course, if you're going to be side loading stuff on this TV for educational purposes, security and restrictions, this is where you'll go for your unknown sources so that you can enable what's allowed, what's not allowed, things like that. Install unknown apps, okay? And mainly the videos to the right side of the screen, because that's where all the pop-ups happen with Android tvOS. You can reset here. You can view your abouts here. Chromecast built in. Of course, it comes with Google Assistant, and it comes with Alexa as well. My apologies if that turns on your device. Date and time, language. I mean, all of this stuff is mainly default here. All right, so we went over the general settings quickly as far as the Android operating system on here, tvOS. So I'm going to go back into settings. This is your icon here, and I'm going to show you my SDR, HDR, and my Dolby Vision settings that I have for this TV. And these are brought by ratings.com. There's a user that provided nice settings in Reddit and in the AVS forums, and I just copied the settings and adjusted them to my liking. And the picture quality is absolutely amazing. So for SDR, this is going to be your bread and butter settings. If you're going to be watching sports, movies in 720p, 1080p, just remux titles in 1080p, general YouTube stuff, things that are going to be in SDR. What you want to do, you want to set your local dimming to high. You want that to be high. You want to set your backlight level to 100. The brightness on this TV going upwards to 1500 nits and plus is amazing. This is the brightest display I've ever witnessed in my life. And I'm not joking with that. This TV is bright as hell and it looks great. Looks great. Picture mode. Okay, you have vivid, standard. All these gain. Forget all these. Not to say that they're bad, because vivid is good if you have the right settings. Theater night is legit, and filmmaker mode. The best possible settings you want is going to be on standard. Hit standard. I got the contrast on 50, brightness on 50, color on 50, tint 0, sharpness 25. I may bump the color up a little bit more to 60. So that's just my taste of things. Let's bump that up. I got 60 for the color. That way I get that pop in color, but it's not going to oversaturate it. That's just a personal preference thing. I just want my color to pop a little bit more on my SDR. All right. So I have apply picture settings to all sources. So that means whenever I watch SDR content and it's going to be on standard, I don't have to manually adjust each individual source each time I want to watch something. This I like this setting. This applies it to everything SDR. So I can just click and play something. I'm not just messing around with the TV constantly. You know, those days are over. Advanced settings. For the color temperature, for the most accurate color temperature, you're going to want to hit mid-low. Now, ratings may have had a different color temperature, but mid-low I found out is the best accuracy for colors on this display. Motion enhancement. Now, this is going to be personal preference. I've tried it with it off. So with the smooth or clear effect, whatever standard, you get that soap opera effect where it feels like the motion is increased, the frame rates are increased. A lot of people like it. No, I'm gonna say this. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people are video enthusiasts to where the director shot the film at 24 frames per second, that they want to see the film at which it was originally shot at. Some people like it with the soap opera effect or the motion smoothness, where it smooths out the frames. It removes the motion blur, the judder, or at least tries to a large extent. And it gives you an overall, it gives the illusion of a higher FPS, and it makes things more clear. I'm experimenting with it on the highest one, which is smooth. I like it. I'm it's just personal preference. This is up to you. Generally, if you're not seeing judder or all that motion blur, you will want to leave this off generally. But I'm using smooth because I see every pixel on the screen, and as soon as I notice something, I want to change it. So that's just me. Motion clearness, you want that off. Because this is SDR, you want the noise reduction to be on medium and digital noise to be on medium. Active contrast off. Color space native. Filmmaker mode auto detection. I'm gonna turn that off as well. I don't need that. Not on SDR. All right. Calibration settings. Color tuner, all default stuff. White balance, 2 point. G offset, -2. G gain, +3. Those are the only settings I change. Everything else is at default, as you can see. And that's it. For my SDR content, those are the best possible settings in my opinion. And based on what the person uploaded on the AVS forums, it's turning out perfect on my display. So now I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to play a 4K. I want to play some HDR content so I can show my settings off on that. Then when it comes to Dolby Vision, I'm going to switch to my Nvidia Shield, and I'm going to, pause the frame, and I'm going to show my settings for that, and I'm going to wrap up the video. Okay, I'm back. So just so you guys can see. Okay, I'm back. Had to pause the video. Somebody was knocking on my door about some order that I did not order. Wrong address. So this is on YouTube, and you can see it's in 4K HDR. So my HDR settings. I'm on HDR Vivid. Backlight 100. Local dimming high. Contrast 60. Brightness 50. Color 60. Sharpness 25. Tint 0. Apply picture settings to all sources. And my camera being a little jerky at the moment, but I'm gonna go to advanced settings. Color temperature, mid-low. Motion enhancement, that's personal preference. I have mine on smooth. Motion clearness, off. Noise reduction, off. Digital noise reduction, off. HDMI dynamic range is grayed out, was on auto. active contrast is on high. For HDR content, you're going to want your active contrast to be on the highest setting. Filmmaker mode detection, that's on. Is that usually on? Let me see. Shouldn't matter. And that's about that. My collaboration settings, white balance, 2 point. G offset, +1. G gain, -3. Everything else is default settings. Feel free to pause the video as I go along with this. If you have any questions, just pause the video and read the description, please. Thank you. And that's it. That's how I calibrated so far my SDR content and my HDR content. And with these settings on these different modes, I'm telling you, I'm getting the best possible picture quality out of this TV now that it is calibrated. And all I did was just take the settings from online, did my research, and did my own settings on top of it, because I have an eye for, color, lights, darks, overall clarity because of my background. So I'm able to fine tune things that the average person isn't able to fine tune on their own. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a different application and I'm going to show you my Dolby Vision settings for this TV. I will be right back. Okay, this is going to be for my Dolby Vision settings and YouTube. I'm just showing people the settings because this is paused on the picture frame here. So you see here, it says Dolby Vision Custom. Now, here's how you can know that it's actually Dolby Vision on this Hisense U8g model. You only get Dolby Vision picture modes. There's Dolby Vision IQ, there's Dolby Vision Dark, and there's Dolby Vision Custom. I love this custom setting because I'm able to still fine tune things. I'm not pigeonholed to what Dolby Vision presets on this TV. So the backlight local dimming is still at high. Backlight level still at 100. No change there. The contrast is going to be 55. The brightness is going to be 50. The color is going to be 60, the tint at 0, and the sharpness at 25. I want to apply picture settings to all sources. Advanced settings, color temperature, mid-low. Motion enhancement, I'll turn mine to smooth for now. Noise reduction, off. Digital noise reduction, off. Active contrast, we're in Dolby Vision. You want that on the highest setting. Now, in Dolby Vision, you're going to have certain features grayed out because, this is an industry standard television that is approved by Dolby Vision. So they will block out certain features that you cannot control because it's licensed by Dolby, if that makes sense. Native color space. The color space is going to be at native. Instant gain response off, it's not a gain. FreeSync off, it's not a gain. Back out. Calibration settings. As you can see, the gamma calibration, the RGB only, these are all grayed out because these are Dolby Vision standards. 2.2, that's the standard. Only color tuner and white balance are enabled. What we want is the white balance. 2 point, and the only thing I changed was the G gain, -3. Everything else at default. And those are my Dolby Vision custom settings for this television. And you guys can see that screen right now. It looks absolutely amazing. Of course, not accurate on video. In person, looks breathtaking. And those are my settings. So this is Penn. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Feel free to email me if you have any questions, concerns. Join my Telegram group for the latest info. and more videos to come. Thank you for watching. Peace out.